In this video, we're going to talk about the best way to bubble for the ACT English test. Most students don't go into the ACT with a specific strategy for bubbling, and this can hurt their performance. Most students, when they bubble, they pick an answer, circle it in the test booklet, and then fill in the bubble on their answer sheet, and then go on to read the next question. There are two problems with this approach to bubbling. First, it messes up your flow for each passage by constantly taking your attention off of the passage and onto filling in the bubble on the answer sheet. And second, it opens up the door to making huge bubbling mistakes if you skip a question, which should only apply to the other three tests, since we recommend not skipping any questions for the ACT English test. If you skip a question and keep bubbling in one choice at a time, you might find later on that all of your bubbles are one number off, which would be disastrous for your score. So, to solve these two problems with the traditional method for bubbling, here's what we recommend for how you should bubble for the ACT English test. For the ACT English test, circle all 15 questions for a passage in the test booklet first, and then bubble in all 15 of these answers on your bubble sheet at once. This will both allow you to focus completely on the passage as you're working on it, as well as help you make sure you are bubbling in the numbers correctly. This strategy works because instead of constantly dividing your attention between the English test and the answer sheet, you instead focus completely on the test and then completely on bubbling. This will help eliminate both distractions and mistakes. Also, another benefit to bubbling this way is that the time you spend bubbling is kind of like a short break and breather before you jump into tackling the next passage of the English test. There is one exception to our recommendation though. When you hear the 5-minute warning, start bubbling in your answers one at a time to make sure that you don't run out of time before you bubble in all of your answers. So, now, with all of these strategies for the ACT English test, you are now ready to get the most out of each ACT English test that you take. As you take these practice tests, try to apply the strategies that you've learned, and after each practice test that you take, analyze the practice test and ask yourself, what areas can I improve in for next time? Did I miss something that I know I should have gotten right, or that I'll definitely get right next time? Then, take the next practice test with your answers to these questions in mind. Okay, so it's time to start taking ACT English practice tests. Use the ACT English guided practice section of this course to gradually build up your abilities for the ACT English test. Thanks for watching, and I will see you there.